Crew 2 is not an exciting game. Rather, it's a game that focuses on the joy of driving, not the thrill of it. The Crew 2 is more about the journey rather than the destination across winding roads spread throughout the vast open plains of America and its numerous megacity highways. Land, air or water, there's a golden path of your own choosing that awaits you in whichever direction you want to put the pedal to the metal to. In many ways, that makes for a car-thartic game. There's a sense of calm on the road as the Crew 2 ditches its tale of revenge and burnt rubber from the first game, and focuses instead on mastering all forms of transport. It's a move that I cannot fault at all, as the resulting tonal shift makes for a brighter and more vibrant world within which to clock in a few speeding tickets. At the same time, the Crew 2 feels utterly hollow. It's hard to explain exactly why the game feels this way, especially when you examine its core construction. Fresh out of the factory, the Crew 2 handles superbly and every vehicle has a character of its own within its various classes. Drifting cars handle like whales with eating disorders whenever you take a corner. Drag racing is an underrated treasure of tight gear changes, and aerobatic acrobatics are perfectly simplified for loops and corkscrew turns. Boating is oddly enjoyable. Outdoor runs give new meaning to going off the beaten path, and I have a proper love for jumping into a touring car for a few races. This simplified version of the US of A is not too shabby either, as the Crew 2 condenses the entire nation of North America into one massive map of landmarks and monuments that you can race to. Seriously, if you're planning to drive from New York to Los Angeles in a hypercar race, that's a good 40 minutes you need to set aside for the trip ahead. So why don't I feel fulfilled? Barring the odd aesthetic design for cities where French restaurants offer Italian cuisine, the Crew 2 is a stable and gorgeous world of various racing disciplines. Multiple avenues exist within every race, the action is tight, and there's a lot to do. Still, there's a definite emptiness I just cannot shake off whenever I play the Crew 2. Switching between land, sea and air vehicles is a stunning idea that has little utility in all but a handful of races that takes advantage of this novel gimmick. Racing on water is a stunning example of how gorgeous the game can be, and racing across mountaintops feels terrific. With a lackluster catalogue of cars though, and a design ethos that never really emphasizes the true power of a V8 engine under the hood, the Crew 2 just feels, well, underwhelming. Compare that to Microsoft's Forza Horizon series, for example. I'm not talking about visuals here, but rather the feel of those cars. Every single rumble, jolt and scrape feels amplified in Forza Horizon, creating a heightened layer of reality that draws you in and never fails to put a smile on your face when you finish a race. In the Crew 2, well, finishing and grinding through a few races feels like going through the motions. That emotional investment isn't fed further by the odd upgrade system of the Crew 2. Instead of buying parts and tinkering with your ride, the Crew 2 has you earning loot after every race. On the one hand, it makes for a more accessible upgrade system that hews closely to Destiny's light system of incrementally upgrading your various rides. On the other hand, there's nothing really special about the upgrades. It is pure maths, as you simply swap pieces in and out without a second thought to their purpose, beyond a numerical advantage for the race ahead. Sure, some parts do offer extra bonuses, but they're minuscule perks at best. Maybe the biggest sin of the Crew 2 is that it lacks their competitive edge. It's all fun and games to race against in-game AI, but genre fans want more than that. They want real people, real competition, and currently you won't find PvP racing in the Crew 2 until December. That's odd stuff considering how the original game launched with that mode intact. Sure, you can match or even beat records set by friends and teammates in the social hub, but it's just not the same. It's a pity because the Crew 2 has so much going for it with its numerous quality of life improvements. There's a sense of ease present in its vehicle catalogues, and switching between rides as it makes the experience that it offers that much simpler to jump into thanks to some intuitive menu design. Even better is the Crew 2's focus on capturing your greatest highlights with a photo and video mode that more studios need to take notice of. Going to your home base to dress up your various vehicles is also terrific stuff. Something I can attest to after I used the comprehensive livery editor to write "Jeff is a knob" on the side of my Ferrari. The point here is that the Crew 2 is by no means a bad game. It's a game that does ask for a considerable investment from its fans, but it's that very investment which currently feels a bit risky. like most of Ubisoft's current titles, The Crew 2 is envisioned as a platform for future updates. Developer Ivory Tower is promising 2 new vehicles every month, new disciplines every 3 months, and various other free updates to the world around you. Will The Crew 2 be better a year from now? I believe it will be, but the question is, are you ready to invest in that long road ahead? The Crew 2 is a game for the patient, for the believers who log in every day to earn cash and enjoy the scenic side of life. There is an incredible sense of joy when you explore North America with a garage full of boats, cars and airplanes, but that sensation of passion for petrol is unbalanced, and it kind of rings hollow the rest of the time.